Hi, man. Nice to meet you finally.
Hey, Dago. Yeah, nice to meet you too.
So, Raul, can you briefly introduce yourself for those who don't know you?
Yes. So I'm Raul on Rails on X
Mm.
or Twitter, if you will. 35 years old. Started in the hacking sort of in the past couple of years. I work at Gumroad. Most people know about Gumroad. Now it's anti-work. Part-time as a software engineer. I've been working in the software industry for the past 12 years or so. Yeah, building web apps, Ruby on Rails, and now recently started diving into other technologies.
Is it because of Gumroad? Because I saw the CEO say he was ditching Rails for like JS like 1 year ago or 6 months, I don't know.
No, no. I mean, yeah, maybe because I got of a sense like how you can build other stuff faster in like Next.js and React and have. I feel like with Next.js and React, for instance, you can offer much more richer user experiences compared to Ruby on
Yeah,
Rails. You can do that too in Rails. With you have inertia, for instance, that it's a tool built by evil Martians in which you can like actually uh, put in React, and then you can do all this fancy stuff on the front
yeah.
end, like you can do with Next.
It's interesting, because I come from, I'm the same age as you, and I come from also PHP and also a bit of Rails from a long time ago. And then I focused heavily on front end and React for years, but years, like I mean, 8 years. And recently, I really got burnt out with all this bullshit front end frameworks. Because, like, I mean, I see, like, if you're working at Gumroad, it's useful because you want to do some very specific front end things. I use Gumroad for my Twitter course, so I know, I see. But I think a big mistake we make, like we're indie makers, and something like Ruby on Rails is so perfect if you're indie making because it just gives you like everything. Like you can have authentication, you have forms. The hardest thing is like forms. Like that is so hard, and I mean it takes so much time in React. But I notice kids nowadays they don't even know because they only know Next.js and they think it's normal that you have to suffer to make a form or anything
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I know.
And
I mean, I usually, whenever someone asks me if, hey, I want to build an app and what should I build it in? And I'm like, build it in whatever you can build it faster. I don't care. Customers
yeah,
won't care. It's you build it in whatever you can build it faster and just bring it to the market and see what people think about it.
yeah. I just think there's kind of like a lost opportunity sometimes because a lot of people they only learn this and they don't learn all these old school frameworks. And so there's an opportunity, I think, because I was building a project for with just React and Next.js, and I was noticing I was slow, remembering how I was faster with PHP. And so I decided at this time, that was like 5 years ago, to learn Ruby on Rails because at this time I just knew PHP and I wanted to learn Rails and rebuild. And it took me 3 weeks. So I was like, okay. But then I was shipping 3 times faster, literally.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I know what
So,
you mean.
because like I think that's a trap to be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna start with Next.js or something because I know that. But you're like, I mean, depending on what you build, like of course, if you build something that's like very front end oriented with lots of, moving parts and live refresh and everything, probably it's the best. But for most apps that are quite simple, I guess Rails is the way to go.
I would say that even for complex apps, Rails is a really great fit. I mean,
Yeah,
you have we have the Shopify example. Whenever
yeah.
someone says that Rails can't scale, and they every year when they have the Black Friday, the Cyber Monday sales, they're
And that used to
it's
be a thing
insane.
like 10 years ago, like Rails cannot scale, or 15 years
Yeah.
ago, but that's been solved. So, okay. Okay, anyway, enough of that. So, is it like the project you're going to show us? Is it your first indie project?
No, it's not. It's my fourth right now. I had like 3 attempts in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can talk a little bit of history. And
Yeah, just a little bit.
2020, when COVID hit, after 4 or 5 months, I became really stressed out. Just sitting in the house, we couldn't go like anywhere and all that. And I actually was sick of working. I was working full time for a client, and then I said, "What if I take a sabbatical and just try to chill out and figure it out?" And in the end, I took a shot at it. And in October 2020, I announced the company that, hey, I'm gonna leave by the end of the year. I'm gonna start new year fresh, and I'm just gonna go on a 1 year sabbatical. And after a week,
Wow.
they fired me.
Oh, it's crazy. It's happened to me last time I did that. You know,
Oh,
you
man.
think you think you're nice. You're like, I mean,
Yeah,
2 weeks, but you think like you're gonna help them. You know, I'm being honest. I'm giving you a heads up.
yeah,
So let's make this transition in like 3 months or something. And they're like,
exactly.
oh, you can fuck off now. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. And in a week, they said like, oh, you'll have to like just write some docs on the stuff you did, so we can like onboard new people on the parts of the app that you worked on. And I was like, sure. 1 week, I was done, and then after the week, they were like, okay, fuck off. And I was like, oh my god, what?
Yeah. So less money than you thought you would have, I guess.
Yeah.
That was what happened to me. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then so for the first 2 months, I was like, I did not touch code. I did not want to see code. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay,
You needed
I'm
the
done.
break. Yeah.
Yeah, and I started doing like sketch drawing, started to learn to do some small animations, and try to I don't know, try to explore this creative side of mine and see
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
how
Okay.
how it goes. Started doing woodworking and building some small stuff at home. That was really fun. But then after 2.5 months, after all this freedom, I started to miss coding. Started to miss building apps. And then I got this urge of building new apps. And then I remember I had a couple of friends. They kept pestering me about recycling, and you know how recycling is in Europe, and how obsessed
Yeah.
the EU is about recycling.
Yeah.
And then friends kept asking me, hey, I have this, where can I throw this out? Or I have this stuff, or where's the closest glass container recipient, or whatever.
I can see the first free B2C app ID come up. Okay.
And yeah, I built
Yeah.
a small map. Initially, it was like, I thought about it, how to do like a really fast MVP. And I just built a custom Google Maps. You can do like a My Maps and build it. And just took my bike and
Oh,
biked
yeah.
through the city and started mapping the glass container recipients, the places
Oh,
where
the
you
city
can...
doesn't have this map. Wow,
No,
it's crazy. Wow.
no, it
Cool.
doesn't. Where you can throw batteries, expired drugs, and all sorts of other materials that people kept asking me about it. And then as more people started to ask, okay, but how can I filter? How can I do this? How can I was like,
I'm
okay,
just curious. Why so many people asked you in the first place? Were you like the recycling expert for them?
I kind of got obsessed for a part of during COVID and all this with
Oh yeah.
materials, and a lot of friends started to know about this and kept asking me.
Okay. Yeah.
And once I ended up with the limitations of the Google Maps, I started, okay, I have to build this in Ruby on Rails. I have to build like a small map and do
Yeah.
more custom stuff with it. And then word got out, and somebody from the city hall contacted me from within city hall, and was like, oh, this is a cool thing. Can you like share do you have like an API or where you can share the data with us? And I'm like,
Oh wow.
sure, yeah, not a problem. I shared it. They posted they made a post on Facebook that blew
2,000
up.
euro API per month. I hope you did.
Yeah. So yeah, that blew up. Then it got into the local news. there was like a national radio that contacted me. I did a national radio interview. Basically, a lot of these media outlets wanted to shit on the local authorities because they weren't like
Yeah.
capable of building this. And me as a, I don't know,
Solo guy on a bicycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
this is basically how I started my indie hacking journey with this project. It's still live. It's econub.com. So people can check it out.
And did you make any money with it, or was it just like?
No, I mean, I did make like 200 euros out of donations from it. My first, I still remember the first time I got my first donation. I was like, oh my God,
that's awesome.
Yeah, this is it. Such a rush, such a great feeling.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So let's skip to like now. So you ended up doing a few more indie projects.
Yeah.
And eventually, what are you building now, and how did you get the idea for it?
Yeah, so now I'm building my first AI startup.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, the project is called GITDigest. So it's GITDigest.ai is the website. And I got the idea when I was coming back from my summer vacation this year. I took like a 3 weeks summer vacation, and a lot of stuff happened at the company where we are working. And I was like, oh man, so much stuff has shipped. How can I like get a sense of what happened in
wow, this is a real problem. Super interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got into Cursor. We use Cursor now to develop. And I got into the chat and like, can you like do me a summary of the 10 most important shipments that happened in the past 3 weeks? Started thinking, then like boom. And it got it really accurate. But then I started, this kind of went back into my head and started marinating. And then after a week or so, I kept thinking, why aren't like people using something like this? I feel like it's really useful. Why isn't there like a UI or something like you can go into GitHub or go into Bitbucket or whatever you use for this in order to get up to speed? And then I remember, oh, people do daily stand-ups for this, or people write weekly updates for this in order to figure out.
But the problem was like going on vacation. But that can solve other problems too, because like who gives a fuck about daily stand-ups, you know? So
yeah, true.
Okay.
Yeah. But then, as I kept thinking, I thought, okay, a lot of people do meetups, but then there are companies that work remotely, and I feel like this is a business opportunity right here.
Yeah. Awesome.
And I started building and to see how fast I can actually get to out with an MVP. And in 2 weeks, I had something working. Tested it out, and I was like, okay, this is great. I sent it to Sahil. He was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Gumroad CEO.
Yeah, Gumroad CEO. And I'm like, woo, my first customer. And I'm like, this is exciting. So yeah, I can show you.
That's awesome when your boss is the first customer of your startup. That's a good boss.
Yeah, he's amazing.
He supports your side project. That's awesome. Yeah, please show us.
Yeah, that was supporting my side project that got a little bit out of hand on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw something. I forgot a bit, but
yeah.
What was the gist?
I tweeted something that I'm launching my first AI startup, and he was like, and he quote tweeted that and said, while working at Gumroad? And then that blew up. And
is he like that? Does he like to kind of like troll like this?
Yeah. He does.
Okay, I see that with the announcement, like, we are now a merchant of record. I can see that he likes trolling. No, I don't want to put you into, the weeds there, but I'm just saying. Yes, so GitDigest.
Yes, GitDigest.
Show us.
Yeah, so this is the landing page, and and basically it's you get like code insights. You connect your GitHub repository as an organization, and you get these digests that you can see here on the right, like a sample of what actually shipped during a day, if it's a feature, an improvement.
That's so much more enjoyable than reading through every message and everything. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. And
so show us the product.
Yeah, I can like go this and show you and give you a sample of how this looks like. Yeah, so this is the main dashboard where you can see all the repositories that you have connected. You also have a Slack integration, which supports getting those notifications in Slack. But basically, you get these really nice summaries of what actually shipped during a day. You can check other days, go back, go forward, and you can get like trends of people, how many code changes happen during a day, and you can see if it's better. You can get like a trend if it's going up compared to the previous month, and then you have like something like a code change distribution, which I'm tagging the code changes in the back with AI to see if it's a feature, it's an improvement, and it's a bug.
Oh wow! Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So like the AI generated like kind of like so it's for every PR that you merge. Like how does that?
Yes, every PR or commit that you merge into the main branches, it just listens to that, and every day it generates these digests. And you also can invite like your whole company if you want to give other people access to this.
Because basically, like it's not on the repo level; it's on the member level that you do that.
It's on the organization level. Actually.
Oh, cool! So it's automated for everything. Okay.
Yes, it is automated.
But you mean you mean access to like, because I guess if it's synchronized with Slack, you don't really need to use it. But
yeah, true. Correct. Because you can like just get notifications where everybody is where it's in Slack, which I recently added.
Yeah, okay, because that just seems like a no-brainer actually to add this to your organization. I don't know, this seems such a simple, like it's just how it should be. I love it. Like it's just like so. Yeah, it's how it should be. So
yeah.
Because then you have to write it yourself. You take a long time. You might miss something. It's not everybody can be good at summarizing, so it can be a long thing to read and it's not clear.
Yeah, and especially for like team leaders or founders who are not that technical. I feel like it's a much better tool, and they will get like a grasp of what's happening, because what I'm trying to do with this is not use that much of a technical language in order to summarize.
I see. Yeah. That's
changes.
What I love about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what's the plans now? Like what was like, I guess you have a few users now. So like what are the feedback and what is the roadmap? What are your next steps?
Yeah. So my next steps are to add more analytics. So try to focus more on this business, team leaders needs, in order to provide like analytics to get a grasp of how what each membership during the past couple of weeks or during the last month, which could even help with all the performance meetups or one-on-ones that people have in a company, and try to...
Yeah, because I was thinking you could do like summary, you could do like what happened, you can do like a summary of the week, of the month, of the one person for one period of time.
Correct.
That can be super useful, and you can automate it. So like people, like the team leads, they get like every week they get a summary of what was done this week, or maybe more 2 weeks period, depending on the company.
Yeah, exactly. And then I also want to add like a chat, like a chat GPT, where since I kept thinking that and got the feedback that a lot of founders, business people, they don't have a lot of time and they don't want to waste a lot of time. And it's better to just have like a place where I can just go and say, okay, what did Raul ship in the past 2 weeks? And it should just give me in that chat a summary of what actually shipped in order, instead of me having to go through this and see. You can go more granular. So if you really need to go through during a day and see what people worked on, what they were able to ship, you can use this. But then if you want to get like an overview or a faster a grasp of what actually shipped, then you can use like a chat that does all the work in the back for you and gives you the information in a couple of seconds.
That's awesome, man. Wow. I love this product. So what's the price of this? Or how much does it cost?
Yes. So the price of this right now, it's at $19 per month if you go with a monthly subscription, or it's $15 per month billed annually. So that's $180 per year, and you can save like $48 per year. But if you're also sick of subscriptions, I'm offering also like a one-time payment option, and you can just give $500 and you can use this for lifetime.
Awesome. And as part of launch day, I guess you will give also a deal to people.
Yes,
which,
I am.
you know.
It's going to be 60% off.
Of what?
Of
lifetime deal or?
All the prices.
Oh my God, that's huge.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big one. That's going to be one of the leading discounts of this launch day, I guess. That's awesome, man. Because, you know, I'm trying to convince people to give the biggest discount because I think that's the best for getting viral. But some people are like, yeah, I'm going to give like 20%. And I'm like,
that's not a big discount.
Yeah, but it depends because some people, they have like so big, like their pricing is low and they have huge AI cost. So if they give too much, you know, so it's hard to, but you know, I try to push people. So I'm very happy if you do a big one like this. I think it's great. Yeah. And I hope people, you know, check it out and bring you lots of traffic and sales.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm experimenting. I don't know for sure yet.
Yeah, but you know, it's this type of product that's so simple and so obvious when you see it that like, it's a no-brainer. So yeah, people go check it out, GITDigest, and use the discount code. So thank you, Raul. That was awesome meeting you. And
awesome
good luck with everything.
Dago. Such an honor. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Cheers.
Cheers, man.